7 boats involved in this final. And among the boats you got to keep an eye on are boat 99, Very Cherie, who's won before here in Valleyfield, but also boat number 7, Rolling Thunder, another very, very good boat in this JSS class. It'll be an interesting final. A 4-lap race also, Patrick.
Yes, and it will be an interesting final indeed, because I know that Tom Pacaduni and Martha Atkins in that bright yellow boat have done a lot of testing during the winter down south in the US, so they're ready for this race.
And it will be a rocky race because they really get going, and you can tell that it's a lot different than the other boats that we saw earlier in the show. It's a bumpy ride, to say the least.
As they say, they really rock and roll, and that's why a few years ago they brought in those safety cells. The boats were becoming too fast, and a lot of guys were being thrown out of their boats, so they came in with the safety feature, and it's really paid off.
So you have the driver on the left-hand side of the boat, and his partner is on the right side. Anything special to be done when you're next to the driver there?
Well, I'm not familiar with this class, but what I've heard is that the rider is sitting on the side. He's checking out the competition, where they're situated, and he's also checking all those gauges: water temperature, oil pressure, and RPMs. They don't want to over rev those motors, so the rider's got a lot of responsibilities in that boat.
So you just saw the starting grid to this race, this final, the 1998 final in the Jersey Speed Skiff class in Valleyfield. 60th anniversary of this race, a minute away from the start. 60 years of history, 60 years of tradition in Valleyfield. Well-known race, the main race across North America.
Like Eric Hahn said earlier, it's the Indianapolis of boat racing. So you have boats all over North America that come in Valleyfield and work just for this race. It's unbelievable.
So the drivers are taking their boats around the yellow buoy on the west side of Bay Saint-François. Boats are lining up for the start of this race. Let me remind you, it's a 4-lap race.
As we can see, the water's beautiful, but in a lap or two it won't be, because those boats make a lot of waves.
So here they come in the straightaway, lining up for the start. And you can hear the people cheering. They really love this. A lot different than the other races, but still very, very exciting. And let's keep an eye on the white flag. And we do have a start. We do have a start in this race, in this final, the 4-lap final in the Jersey Speed Skate category.
Look at those boats bump around.
Going into the first turn, we've got boat number 7, the Rolling Thunder, already in the lead on the inside lane. Again, the inside lane, very important in these races.
This category is very hard to drive. You need a lot of technique to go around those turns, and once again, it's a stock class, and if you don't have that technique and you don't turn properly, you lose a lot of speed. So very technical class.
So JS boat number 7, the yellow boat on the left side of your screen, is in the lead right now. Aboard we have Tom Pacaduni and Martha Atkins are on board. Here they are, coming out of the turn on the west side, and they're still in the lead, being pursued by boat number 99, Very Cherie, with Dave Greenlaw and Scott Inman aboard.
Like I said earlier, they worked hard this winter. This is a new boat, a new design, many changes in which we can't see as a spectator, but they've worked really hard at it, and I know they did a lot of testing with propellers.
Everything's looking good right now for our leader, Rolling Thunder. Nice view of this boat right now as it's coming out of the turn on the east side of the bay. Here's Pacaduni and Atkins Martha Atkins aboard this boat as a rider. Pacardoni is driving the boat, and they're still being followed by Very Cherie, former winner here in Valleyfield. Hey, and they have a good lead right now.
Those boats can go approximately 80 to 85 miles an hour on the straightaway, so pretty exciting.
And once in a while, Martha takes a look behind her to see what's happening, but Very Cherie is, as we see them here, Very Cherie with Dave Greenline, Scott Inman are trying to catch up to Rolling Thunder, but Rolling Thunder keeps rolling on and still in the lead, halfway into the race. Rolling Thunder in the lead in boat number 7.
Very Cherie's really working hard, but they have a lot of catching up to do with 2 laps left in the race.
Huge lead right now for the Rolling Thunder. Very Cherie is sitting solidly in 2nd place as it's coming out of the turn on the east side. As we saw the security boat keeping an eye on the race, making sure that everything is all right. Here's Very Cherie still sitting 2nd right now with Greenlaw and Inman on board.
He's pushing hard, and he's working on those plates in the back to really keep that boat high off the water so he won't lose any speed on the straightaways.
So Rolling Thunder still leading this race, coming down the straightaway again. Here's Very Cherie in 2nd place still.
He's now on the inside.
Right, trying to catch up, but 1 more lap to go for Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder still in the lead. Here's Very Cherie trying to close in. Oh, I'm sorry, that was boat 69. The Big Johnson, they're in 3rd place with Mark Johnson and Paula Smith aboard. So we have 2 ladies involved in this race. Martha Atkins is in the boat in the lead right now. This boat, Rolling Thunder, boat number 7, the yellow boat. Martha Atkins alongside Tom Pacardoni, who's driving this boat, with half a lap to go now. Rolling Thunder still in the lead. Here's Very Cherie sitting 2nd still.
Unfortunately, Very Cherie's still 2nd. They did their homework going on the inside of the course, but unfortunately they really can't catch Tom Pacardoni.
And we've got one last turn for Rolling Thunder before coming home with the victory. And it looks like Rolling Thunder will win this final in the Jersey Speed Skiff class. Here it comes, the yellow boat number 7. Our champion, the winner, is Rolling Thunder with Tom Pacardoni and Martha Atkins waving. And they're very happy duo right now.
Very happy. They've worked hard, like I said, and their homework paid off.
So Rolling Thunder wins it in the final. And as far as I can remember, this is the first time that we have a lady stepping on the first step of a podium, winning a race. Martha Atkins riding on this boat, Rolling Thunder, alongside the driver Tom Pacardoni. More and more ladies are getting involved in these races though.
More and more ladies, and you have Cynthia Roy, Anne Fitzgerald in the 2.5 liter, Martha Atkins, and also Paula Smith. So the women there are coming into the sport, and it's good for the sport.
So Rolling Thunder, Very Cherie, and the Big Johnson finish the race in that order. And let's go to Philippe Junot.
Here we are with Tom and Martha, the winner of the Speed Jersey Skiff. Now, you guys went 63 miles an hour. That almost is a record here in Valleyfield. But that, I mean, personally, I wouldn't go on a boat like this at that speed.
Well, you surely don't want to go alone. That's why Martha Ann was with us. And Trish is 3rd generation speed skiff, so she was on the dock rooting us along and helping us in the pit area.
Okay, so what's going on? We know that you're driving, you know that you're handling the direction. What are you doing, Martha?
I'm riding, looking at the gauges, having another set of eyes for drivers around, for other boats around us.
And don't you think this is the most, personally I think it's the most dangerous class because the boats jumps a lot on the water, and it looks like when it's very tight in contact, or a lot of boats are close to each other, it is a close, almost like a contact sport.
The boat has a mind of its own, and yeah, we all know pretty much what they're going to do, but they do things that you can't predict. There's a lot of close competition because the tech rules are real tight, and it's a lot of fun. It's the good way to go boating.
Certainly the fan seems to really enjoy it, don't you think, Martha?
Oh, I think so. I think we're one of the most popular classes anywhere we race, and so we really enjoy coming up here and seeing all the fans and how well they get into it and all. It's a lot of fun.
Now let's get the third generation here a little bit. So you're driving the boat? You're already driving the boat, or you just...
2 more years before I can get in one, because they've got an age limit on it, but I'll help them out until I can get in one.
So until then, are you preparing, racing on other categories?
No, I want to get in one of these. These are my favorite class, so I'm waiting to get in one of those.
The grandfather?
Her grandfather.
My grandfather and my dad and everybody got into it.
Well, the class is all in New Jersey. We happen to be in Pennsylvania, but most of them are all in New Jersey. I'd like to thank the Valleyfield Regatta Committee for sponsoring our class. I really appreciate them getting behind us and letting the fans see what real boating is about.
Well, you're sure giving us a great show. Congratulations. We're going to let you celebrate.
Thank you very much.
Well, Patrick, that was a very fun and very interesting race, and we got one more race, one last final to show to you, and this is the Unlimited G&H class, and it's a very, very fast class also.
It's the closest class to Grand Prix in terms of speed, and the competition is extremely strong, and it should be an exciting race.
And as we said earlier, we've got drivers from all over the place in North America. One of them is George Stratton. In this series, Stratton in boat 125, the Wildfire, is from Las Vegas. And prior to the race, Rosie Eddy had a chance to chat with Mr. George Stratton from Las Vegas.
So, George, what was a different strategy with the Unlimited Light? Because here you are back in the winner's circle again. What'd you do?
Oh, we pretty much use the same strategy. The UL class, there's more competitors in that class, and there's some fast ones. The Alamo boat over here, he runs pretty hard. And, you have to do a little harder driving. You can't fool around and wait for the guy to catch up with you. You got to move him around. And push it a little bit harder. I think my lap times went up a couple miles an hour. We're doing a little bit more fine-tuning on the boat. The UL will be pretty tough, but I feel very confident. My crew, KG Racing, the owners, anything goes. We go out to win. The money heat's coming up. We'll be in there.
Now, you had a good start your last qualifying run. Now, this one, that start was the key. Is the start the key here also? Yeah,
the start's at least half of the race. And I tried clipping them both off. I think he hit both of them right on the money. And that's 50% of the race right there. From then on, you take control of the other guys that are out there and be a gentleman and show them the way around.
Lead the way, right?
That's it. Lead them around.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
So here we go, Patrick Howard. We're almost ready for the start of this final in the Unlimited G&H. And George Stratton was talking about boat number 16, the Alamo. And aboard that boat is driver Alan Scheid, and he's a real pro. He's a real popular driver also in Valleyfield.
Yes, he's won in the past in Valleyfield in the Shopsmith in the Grand Prix class, so he knows his course inside and out, and he'll be one to watch in the final.
So you got your starting grid for this Unlimited G&H race. Scheid will be one of the drivers we'll be looking at a minute away from this last final on this beautiful weekend in Valleyfield, the 60th anniversary of the Valleyfield Regatta.
One note to mention, we're going back to the flag starts, contrary to the Grand Prix, so it should be close contact in that first turn.
Exactly, so keep an eye on Mr. Scheid and boat number 16, the Alamo, George Stratton. You just saw an interview with Rosie Eddy is in boat 125, the Wildfire. And keep an eye also on boat 711, Summer Magic, driven by Daryl Manette from New York State. They're lining up, getting ready for the start. 15 seconds to the start, coming down the straightaway towards the tower for the start. 10 seconds. And we'll be going at it in 5 seconds. Accelerating right now. And we have a great start to this race. Going into the first turn on the east side, we got the Alamo there on the outside lane, taking the lead, going into the first turn. And here comes Alan Beauscheid in boat 16 in the lead, coming out of this first turn.
Alan Beauscheid took an excellent start on the outside, had a flying start, and with the boat he's got a James Auld, which is identical to the Casino Montreal, but they use in the unlimited light class. Top-notch technology right there.
Look at Alan Scheid go. He's got a huge, huge lead right now, and we're not even one lap into this 4-lap final.
He's flying out there, and he negotiated that second turn real well.
So they're trying to catch up right now to our leader, boat 16, the yellow boat, the Alamo, driven by Alan Scheid. And here he is again, coming out of the turn on the east side of Bay Saint-François. And he's just about alone in this race right now.
The Wildfire's in second place, but the Wildfire got a bad start, and George was talking about the start. 50% of the race is right there, and unfortunately, he got a bad start, so he's got a lot of catching up to do.
Alan Scheid in complete control of this race right now, this final in the Unlimited GNH. As we take a look at boat 125, the Wildfire, driven by George Stratton from Las Vegas, but the Alamo is way in the lead in this race. Here he goes again into the turn on the east side of the bay.
He's taking it wide. He's looking for that nice water, just trying to smooth it out.
And we saw him passing by a boat at stall right now on the course. That might be another reason why he went wide.
For sure, for sure. I didn't see that, and he was just being careful.
So Wildfire, driven by George Stratton, trying to catch up to the Alamo, but Scheid is nearly alone right now on top of this race.
It's an unbelievable boat. Just looking at it go through the turns, it doesn't even bounce, it doesn't even hop compared to all the other boats, and he's just controlling that race perfect right now.
And Alan Scheid is into his last lap of this final. He's got close to a quarter of a lap lead right now on Wildfire, driven by George Stratton. Here's the Alamo, half a lap to go now for Alan Scheid, who's won before here in Valleyfield, and who might just do it again today.
Well, he's going into that second turn, and all you're hoping is that you don't hook the boat. You're looking for nice water just to smooth it out. He has, and it's in the pocket.
Here he comes towards the tower, and he gets the checkered flag, winning this race easily. The Alamo, boat 16, driven by Alan Scheid, wins it with an average speed of 87.5 miles per hour, and he wins it easily.
Once again, it's a combination of great driver, great team, and it was perfect.
And here he is waving to the fans. Really happy about this race. The boat went just beautifully for him, and he drove it like a professional, a real veteran, great driver that he is.
Alan's very popular in Valleyfield, very popular. Good personality.
And after this wonderful win in the final in the Unlimited GNH race, well, we had a chance to chat with Alan Scheid. Here's our final result. Alamo, followed by Pegasus and Summer Magic. Here again is Philippe Junot.
This beautiful boat is the one of Alan Scheid, winner of the Unlimited Light category. That's aesthetically one of the most beautiful boat and one of the fastest.
Yeah, it is. The Alamo is a beautiful bright and yellow blue boat, and it's also fast, so that makes it just twice as sweet. Had a 1-1 heat on Friday, and Saturday did pretty well, and today in the first heat I just kind of missed my time a little bit, and figured I'd have a little bit better strategy and get a good start. This is our first time being on clock start from last year. We were on flag start. I'm a little rusty, but I'm catching on. It's just great to win here in Valleyfield. I consider it home.
There was a lot of competition into the Grand Prix category in the unlimited light. This year, we had less, I would say, less competition than we had last year. Last year was tougher.
Yeah, it is. Well, there's about 3 or 4 teams that are in the process of building new boats, and they've kind of left their old boats at home so they can pick up when we go on the West Coast. We were really disappointed with the show as far as the field of boats that we had that come to Valleyfield, but if it would have been towards the end of the year, we're looking at like 12 to 14 strong, and so next year it should really be good.
So what are you, these people are going to come in the next year with a new boat. Is this already, you are in advance comparing to everybody else? You already have your new boat, or you're working right now on something very new and innovative?
Well, we're working on something new and innovative. The all boat's great, and we keep working with Jamie and with Mercury and with the Alamo people making it better. And we're having a transmission developed for the boat that's going to be a 2-speed, so it'll help accelerate better, and I can downshift going through the corner. Give me just something else to worry about, but it seems like it'll be real promising.
Okay, so winner here, what they call the 500, Indy 500 of speedboat racing. Just personal feeling right now.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been coming up to Valleyfield for about 20 years, and we've won twice up here in the 5 liters, won the World Championship. We won Grand Prix championships in 91 and 92. And we came up here after being off 4 years and won it last year, and then win it again. I keep thinking it's going to be my last time at Valleyfield, but I hope not, because it's really home to me.
Well, congratulations, and we're going to let you celebrate with your family.
Thank you.
So there you have it, the end of the 60th Annual International Regatta. A world record yesterday by local hero Jean Théoret, and today drivers picked up over $100,000 in cash prizes. A good time was had by all, and I think it'll take the town a little bit of time to get back to normal. I'd like to thank you for joining us here in Valleyfield, Quebec.